Let me tell you about a merchant I'll call Marcus. Marcus runs a Shopify store selling high-end electric bikes. Average order value around $3,000. He's been in business for about 4 years. Things are going well, and fraud has never really been on his radar. He gets the odd flagged order from Shopify, he checks it briefly, and most of the time he just ships. Because the orders look fine, the customers seem real, and he doesn't want to lose a sale. Then one Tuesday morning, an order comes in for 2 bikes, $6,000. The Shopify risk score is medium. The name looks real, the email looks real, the billing and shipping addresses match, and the payment goes through without a hitch. Marcus looks at it for maybe 30 seconds and approves it. The bikes ship out the next day. 3 weeks later, he gets a chargeback notification. The real cardholder never ordered anything. Someone had used stolen card details to place that order, and now Marcus is on the hook for $6,000, plus the chargeback fee, plus he's already lost the product. $6,000. Gone. That's painful. But here's the part that most people don't know. That one order wasn't just a loss, it was a signal. When a fraudster successfully gets an order through a store, that information travels. These aren't isolated individuals working alone. There are networks, forums, chat groups where stolen card details are bought and sold, and where successful targets are shared. When someone cracks a store, others find out. And when they find out, they come. Within 2 weeks of that first chargeback, Marcus started seeing a pattern. More medium risk orders. Different names, different cards, but similar behavior. Orders placed late at night, shipping addresses that were slightly different from the billing address, requests to expedite. He shipped some, held others. But the volume of suspicious activity had gone from almost nothing to something he was dealing with every single day. By the end of that month, he had 4 chargebacks. By the end of the following month, 6 more. He was spending hours every week manually reviewing orders, second-guessing himself constantly, and still getting it wrong in both directions. He was cancelling legitimate customers because he was now suspicious of everything, and he was still letting some fraudulent orders through because the fraudsters had gotten smarter. They were adapting to whatever patterns he was trying to spot. Now here's where the story gets really serious. Card networks like Visa and MasterCard monitor chargeback ratios. If your chargebacks exceed a certain percentage of your total transactions, you enter what's called a monitoring program. It sounds administrative. It isn't. It means your payment processor is watching you, and if the ratio doesn't come down quickly enough, they can terminate your merchant account. Marcus got a letter from his payment processor, not a warning, a termination notice, effective in 30 days. Think about what that means for a moment. No merchant account means no ability to accept card payments. For an e-commerce business, that is effectively a shutdown. You can't trade. And getting a new merchant account when you've just been terminated is not straightforward. Other processors can see your history. The fees go up, the terms get harder, and some processors won't touch you at all. Marcus came to us at that point, and when we pulled the data and looked back at everything that had happened over those 2 months, the original order, the one that started all of this, had flags in it that were visible before the bikes ever shipped. The device used to place the order had been flagged across other platforms. The email address had been created 48 hours before the purchase. The shipping address had appeared in previous fraud reports. None of that information was visible inside Shopify, but it was there. It was findable. And if someone had looked before shipping, Marcus would have cancelled that order, lost nothing, and none of what followed would have happened. The problem isn't that fraud is invisible. The problem is that merchants are looking at the wrong things, in the wrong place, at the wrong time. A Shopify risk score is a starting point. It is not a decision. It tells you that something might be worth a second look. It doesn't tell you what to look for, where to look, or what the signals actually mean when you find them. What Marcus needed, what every high-ticket merchant needs, is someone looking at the whole story behind each transaction before it ships. Not a color-coded score, not an automated yes or no, a proper review that considers the device, the identity, the behavioral patterns, the address history, the email age, the shipping flags, and how all of those things sit together. Because here's the reality. The first fraudulent order that gets through your store isn't just a loss. It's an invitation. It tells other fraudsters that your store is worth trying. And once that reputation spreads, you're not dealing with one bad actor. You're dealing with a queue. Marcus eventually got back on his feet. It took months, a new processor, higher fees, and a serious overhaul of how he handled every incoming order. He got there. But the business he had before that first Tuesday morning was easier, cheaper, and far less stressful than the one he was running 6 months later. That's what one missed order can cost you. If you're selling high-ticket products on Shopify and you're making shipping decisions based on the score alone, I'd like to talk to you. Because the order that gets through is never really just about that order.